one of the projects I've always wanted to do was like a charity kind of, not like an annual report, but sort of like an annual report, but as it relates to the impact that BarterPay at Forward is making. And what I mean by that is our members, like, right, our business clients who are actually donating those barter credits to our foundation, which we then distribute to charities like yourself. And then from there, you guys are using those barter credits back into the same ecosystem, right? To extract those things that you need to heavily reduce your admin and overhead.
My name is Sheryl Bruggeling. I work for Mennonite Central Committee in Ontario. MCC, as we call ourselves, is a global charity. We work in over 50 countries around the world, and our emphasis and our focus is relief, development, and peace.
So how did you come to learn about BarterPay? And I know you joined about a year and a half. Actually, but it was in late 2019. But how did you come to know about BarterPay?
I had actually been involved with BarterPay when I was working for a different organization. And then when the head of your at that time your Kitchener branch reached out, I was super excited. Like, yes, BarterPay, I know it. They're amazing. They do wonderful work, and love to partner with them. So
that's how you guys got involved.
Yes, exactly.
That's amazing. Yeah, awesome. And I know that you guys have been very active users with the program. I think I was checking out some of the numbers on our system. It was showing that so far, just in the first 2 years, just under 2 years, already 86,000 barter credits have been donated by the BarterPay at Forward Foundation to MCC, and MCC has used those barter credits on things that they need. Maybe you can talk to us about some ways that you guys have used the barter credits. I looked into a few transactions. I know there was about a $20,000 hand sanitizer transaction. There was a $6,100 sign transaction. There's been numerous. It looks like you're maybe doing some things in terms of fundraising for an online auction or an auction of some sort. So maybe you can just talk to us about some of the ways that you've used barter credits.
Definitely. So we've, as you said, we used barter credits to buy 6,000 bottles of hand sanitizer right at the beginning of the pandemic, which were then shipped to remote Indigenous communities in the far north, blind communities. They had no access to anything like that. So that was amazing. We used BarterPay for some administrative things. So if we need, we've bought plants to put in our gardens, mulch to cover the gardens, those types of things, general administrative things that come up, which we're really grateful for. We also have a few online auctions or online and in-person auctions throughout the year that we purchase things for. We just had one last weekend, which raised over $7,000, and 95% of the items were from BarterPay.
Wow.
So those, I will work the system and make it work for us. And I'm really, we really appreciate your partnership. Can I tell you a little story about the kind of impact you're having?
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my next question.
Okay.
There's kind of two more questions that we're going to be talking about. Number one is the impact, because we realize that, it's one thing just to throw out a number and say, hey, BarterPay at Forward Foundation, the BarterPay community of businesses generated this 86,000 barter credits that went to our foundation and then went over to you that you've spent. But it's another whole level of understanding for our viewers to understand, how, number one, what does it mean for MCC to have saved $80,000 cash in the process, right? And how do you redirect that cash towards the end cause? And what does that mean in terms of your own impact report, right? Yeah.
Since January, as you mentioned, or late 2019, you saved us almost $90,000. So those kinds of savings would translate into chickens for almost 7,000 families in Cambodia, which gives them a livelihood, or 22,000 textbooks for students in Zambia, or even hygiene supplies that would keep 4,500 girls in school in Burundi. That's the kind of impact it's having. It's really amazing.
Yeah. I'm literally, the hair is standing up on my arm when you say that. Thank you for saying that. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's so amazing.
Exactly. So I have a little story to share. So there's always lots in the news about Haiti, and we've worked there for a long time, and we've seen the ravages of natural disasters and political instability. And one of our projects in Haiti is building latrines. So in Canada, we take washing for granted, but that's not the case in a lot of other countries. So in the past, because there were no latrines, people were forced to go to the washroom in fields and outside their homes, where the fecal matter can quickly contaminate crops and the community sources. And then during the rainy season, this would result in ravages of cholera, typhoid, and other waterborne diseases. So in a community in Haiti called Kabai, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but there have been 181 latrines built. And since then, in the rainy season, that area has seen 0 cases of cholera or acute diarrhea. That's the kind of impact that BarterPay is. That's how BarterPay is changing lives. Wow. That kind of thing is what you're partnering in to make these changes in people's lives and make them so much better.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It literally is making me so happy to have these calls, because it's the why of BarterPay and BarterPay It Forward is we want to be a social impact business and social impact a company that actually, it's great to be able to help small businesses grow and prosper, but when we can teach them to sort of create impact in their local community or around the world by using the barter system, it's just a fantastic, it's like the dream for an entrepreneur like myself, right? To be able to be in that position. We're really grateful and blessed to be able to do that. In terms of charities, I know that charities don't like to have a high level of administration and overhead. In other words, they, as donor dollars come in, they want the highest percentage of those donor funds, the precious cash, to go to the end cause. And so we're a charity, BarterPay It Forward Foundation, that actually, funds administration and overhead costs. Whereas most donors that like to see their money go towards, the washrooms, the chickens, like it has to go right there, right? So speak to us about how important it is that the support that we're giving really also goes towards admin and overhead, not just to the end cause, and how that might be beneficial.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is near and dear to my heart. We need administrative. We need people to process donations. We need people to clean our offices. We need people to do all those day-to-day things, and it's not just straight program work. So this kind of support means we can keep those numbers low, that percentage. At MCC, it ranges from about 12 to 15%, depending on the year. And that is such a key thing that donors always look at. And we need to keep it low. We need to make good use and steward those monies well. But there are just costs that we have to spend on. We have to pay rent. We have a mortgage to pay. And so that is really, these things are so very key. And having that support from BarterPay to help us cover those costs and keep those costs low is, you have no idea how amazing it is. It's just, it just makes it, everything we do so much, it extends the impact every time. Multiplier effect, which is amazing. Love hearing that. Beatrice Trang is your barter coach, and she helps you manage your account. She helps you find the things that you're looking for, and obviously she works with our foundation team to make sure those extra barter credits are able to be stewarded your way. So tell us about that relationship, what that means to you personally, but also how it creates a seamless system for being able to acquire these goods and services. Beatrice is amazing. She is very intuitive, and she knows what we need. She's taking time to learn our organization and to work with us so that she knows what I need. Sometimes before I even need it, and when I have an unusual request, I'll reach out directly to her. But often she's throwing things in my inbox or texting them to me, going, "This just came up. Do you want it?" And I will respond quickly and grab things as they become available. But she is really, that kind of intuitive relationship has allowed us to make great use of those BarterPay credits. It's really,
we 100%. I couldn't agree more. We, although we're kind of a tech. We have a tech component to what we do, and it's like, an app and a directory, and but you're a busy person, and all business owners are busy, and but for the people watching, we're talking about charities, and charities are very busy too, sometimes even more stretched on the administration front, right? So it's key to have that, I call it the barter coach, the BarterPay BFF, or whatever you want to call it, but that person that you can just lean on, almost like a concierge service, to help you navigate the system, present those opportunities. Even if you're saying no once in a while, obviously, we throw whatever we can at you, and if it makes sense, we do it. If it doesn't, that's okay. We'll get to the next transaction. But I know Beatrice is really, really excited that she's been able to connect with you and MCC, and she, does a fantastic job with our organization, and she loves the charitable component. So that's amazing. I know sponsorship, I think, came up. I can't remember. Did we recently sponsor something, or did you? I think because of our relationship and the amount of impact that we've had, I think you've graciously sort of given us some sort of a sponsorship or recognition. Did that happen, or am I off base there? I can't remember.
Nope. You're completely on base. So we have a big event every year for when it's in person, it's about 10,000 people. In person, it raises about 300,000. We've been this last couple of years, we've ran it as an online auction or an online live auction. So that has raised about $120,000 each time we did it. We've done it twice during COVID, and you were a major sponsor. So we had your logo, the foundation's logo, and your logo all over that.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Like, we don't make it a requirement of our program that these charities, these nonprofits, sort of splash our logo across. But I think once we work together for a year or two, and they're seeing the savings and the impact and the actual amount of money that we're really, directing your way through our innovative program, literally they're calling us and saying, hey, how do we recognize BarterPay as a donor, as a sponsor? And obviously that's great for the whole system, because the more the BarterPay is in front of your donors, which are business people, a lot of them, that can help us spread the word about BarterPay to actually expand our offerings, right? So we really appreciate that reciprocity of promotion for us as well. So thank you so much. Yeah,
well, it works for us too. Like, being associated with BarterPay gives us some weight and clarity within the community too, where they're like, awesome, you must be okay because you're associated with BarterPay. So we appreciate that.
Great news. Amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us and just to chat. It's been great hearing about MCC and all the amazing work that you're doing, the impact that you're making locally and around the world. And we just want to continue to partner with you until for a long time to come. And we can just keep on dialing things up as we both grow our organization. So thank you so much. And we look forward to continuing this fantastic relationship.